You went to college. You got the degree. You got the job. You pay your bills on time. You're not out here buying things you can't afford. You're doing everything you were told to do. And somehow, at the end of every month, there's nothing left. The debt is still there. Maybe it's even bigger than it was last year. And you keep asking yourself the same question. What am I doing wrong? Here's the answer nobody gave you. You're not doing anything wrong. The game just wasn't explained to you correctly. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly how the game works and what to do about it. Here's something they never taught you in school. The rules you were given. Go to college, get a job, pay your bills. Those rules were written by a system that benefits when you follow them without asking questions. Think about it. Credit card companies make billions every year. Student loan servicers make billions every year. Banks make billions every year. And that money comes from people who are doing exactly what they were told to do. Paying on time, carrying a balance, never questioning the terms. Here's the part that changes everything. Following the rules keeps you in the game. It doesn't help you win it. Right now, the average American between 25 and 34 carries over $30,000 in student loan debt alone. Not because they're irresponsible, because they were handed a set of rules and told to follow them. Nobody explained what the rules were actually designed to do. Nobody told them that the minimum payment was built to keep them paying for years. Nobody told them that the system was designed to be comfortable enough to not question. And most people never do. That's the difference between someone who stays stuck and someone who finds a way out. It's not income. It's not luck. It's the moment you stop following the herd's rules and start asking your own questions. Because lions don't follow the herd, and the people who get out of debt aren't the ones who followed the rules harder. They're the ones who finally understood the game. If this is already hitting different, share this video. I want more people to see what I wish someone had shown me years ago. Let me show you something. Think of it like this. Imagine you're at the gym every single day, 6 days a week, never missing a session. You're putting in the work, you're showing up, you're doing everything right, but you've been doing the same routine for 3 years. Same exercises, same weight, same order, and you look exactly the same as you did when you started. The effort was real, the commitment was real, but the direction was wrong. That's exactly what's happening with your finances. You're showing up, you're paying your bills, you're doing what you're supposed to do. But the routine you were given wasn't designed to get you ahead. It was designed to keep you stable. Stable enough to keep paying. Stable enough to not ask questions. Here's what that cycle actually looks like. Paycheck comes in. Rent goes out. Utilities go out. Minimum payments go out. And whatever's left, if anything is left, disappears before the next paycheck. Month after month. Year after year. You're not falling behind dramatically. You're just not moving forward. And that's the most dangerous place to be, because it doesn't feel like a crisis. It feels normal. And when something feels normal, you stop looking for a way out. That's the invisible cycle. And most people spend their entire 30s inside it without ever realizing it's happening. Here's what separates the people who break out. Stackers don't just work harder inside the cycle. They stop and ask why the cycle exists in the first place. That one question, why am I still here after doing everything right, is the beginning of everything changing. Here's a question nobody asked you growing up. How does money actually work? Not how to earn it, not how to spend it responsibly, how the system around it actually works. Most people were never taught this. Not in high school, not in college, not at home. And that gap, that missing information, is costing them every single month. Think of it like this. Every car has a blind spot. That area just behind your shoulder that your mirrors don't cover? You can be a perfect driver. Check your mirrors constantly. Signal every time. Follow every rule of the road. And still get hit by something you never saw coming, because it was always there. In the blind spot. That's exactly what happens when nobody teaches you how money actually works. You're driving carefully. You're doing everything right. But there are things in your blind spot that are quietly hitting you every month. The way interest grows on a balance, you're not paying off. The way minimum payments are structured to benefit the bank. The way your spending habits create debt you don't even notice until it's massive. None of these things are hidden in a complicated manual. They're just never explained. And when nobody shows you the blind spot, you don't even know to look for it. That's not a personal failure. That's a gap in the information you were given. And the moment you see it, the moment someone points to the blind spot, you can never unsee it. Here's something your parents never had to deal with. The rules they followed actually worked for them. Go to college, get a stable job, buy a house by 30. For their generation, that path made sense. College was affordable. A single income could cover a mortgage. Debt was manageable. That world doesn't exist anymore. Think of it like this. Imagine you're playing a video game. You download a strategy guide. You follow every tip, every shortcut, every recommended move. But here's the problem. The guide was written for version 1 of the game. You're playing version 5. The map changed. The rules changed. The economy of the game changed. But nobody updated the guide. That's exactly where our generation is right now. You were handed a strategy that worked 30 years ago, and you've been following it faithfully ever since. Here's what actually changed. In 1980, the average public college tuition was around $1,000 a year. Today, it's over $10,000. At a public university, in 1980, the median home price was about 3 to 3.5 times the average annual salary. Today, it's closer to 5 or 6 times. Wages didn't keep up, costs did, and nobody updated the rules to reflect that. So here we are, following a guide that was never written for our version of the game, working harder than any generation before us, and wondering why the finish line keeps moving. It's not because you're doing it wrong. It's because the game changed and nobody told you. That's the moment lions stop following the old playbook. They look at the board as it actually is, not as they were told it should be, and they start making moves that work for the world they're actually living in. If this hit home, share this video. I made it for people who are tired of being told to just work harder. So what actually separates the people who get out from the ones who stay stuck? It's not income. I've seen people making $30,000 a year pay off debt that people making $80,000 couldn't touch. It's not luck. It's not the right moment. It's not waiting for things to get easier. Here's what it actually is. Think of it like this. Imagine 2 people stuck in the same traffic jam. Same road, same jam, same amount of time sitting there. One of them just sits, waits, assumes the traffic will eventually move. The other one pulls up the map, finds an exit, takes a different route. They both started in the same place. One of them got out. That's the only difference between someone who breaks out of debt and someone who stays in it for decades. Not income, not luck. The decision to pull up the map, here's what that looks like in real life. The people who get out stop accepting the minimum payment as the plan. They stop treating debt as a permanent condition and start treating it as a problem with a solution. They ask one question that most people never ask. What would happen if I actually did something different this month? Not next year. Not when things calm down. This month. That question, that shift from waiting to deciding, is where everything starts to change. And that's not a secret strategy. It's not a hack. It's not something only financially savvy people know. It's the moment you stop sitting in the traffic jam and start looking for the exit. That's how you start stacking, not by knowing more, but by deciding differently, starting right now. Okay, let's talk about what you can actually do. No fluff, no someday, right now. Think of it like this. Imagine your phone is at 4% battery. You don't sit there and hope it charges itself. You find a charger. You plug it in. You do it now before it dies. That's exactly where we are in this video. You now know things most people don't. The game was stacked against you. The rules were written for a different era. The minimum payment was designed to keep you paying forever. And now it's time to plug in. Here's the move. Step 1. Write it all down. Every card, every balance, every interest rate. That's the price you pay for borrowing their money. Most people avoid this moment because it's uncomfortable. But you can't find the exit on a map you've never opened. Step 2. Stop adding to the debt. Before you can pay anything down, you have to stop the bleeding. If you're still using the card for groceries, gas, that Amazon purchase you made at midnight, you're filling the tub while trying to drain it. The goal is to stop adding new debt while you work on the old. Step 3. Attack the most expensive debt first. The card with the highest interest rate is the one bleeding you the most every single month. Put everything extra you can find into that one first. Every extra dollar, every bonus, every bit of money you find at the end of the month. Pay as much as you can on every card, but your real focus goes to the one costing you the most. When that one is gone, you move to the next, one at a time, until they're all gone. And here's what I need you to hold on to. It doesn't matter how long you've been carrying this debt. It doesn't matter how many times you've tried before. What matters is that you're here, watching this, paying attention. That already puts you ahead of most people. And here's what stackers know that most people don't. The size of the debt was never the real problem. The real problem was never having a clear plan to attack it. Once you have the plan, the debt stops being a trap and starts being a to-do list. I put everything in this video because I wish someone had shown me this earlier. If it helped you, hit that like button and share it with someone who needs to hear it today. So here's what we covered today. You didn't end up in debt because you're bad with money. You ended up here because nobody explained how the game actually works. The rules were written for a different era. The system was designed to keep you paying. And the minimum payment was never a plan. It was a trap. But now you're in on it. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. You know where the blind spot is. You know where the exit is. And you know that the debt stops being a life sentence the moment you decide to treat it like a to-do list. That's your cue. Go make your money work. I'll see you in the next one.